Hello
Hello!
and welcome to our first film review. Today we are going to be reviewing Spider-Man Far From Home.
Now, before you all start yelling at your screen saying, guys, this movie has been out for more than 4 weeks now.
We know it has.
But with the, in our opinion, very controversial move by Sony to pull Spider-Man from the MCU, we thought that we would revisit what we think has been the best movie of 2019 so far.
We'll first give you a general synopsis of the movie, then get down to the nitty-gritty of the film.
Now, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, there will be some spoilers, so if you don't want to spoil the film for yourself, we suggest you stop watching now.
Following on from the Avengers Endgame, Peter Parker returns to high school, putting his part-time web-slinging superhero career to one side, giving himself a chance to be a normal teenager again.
We join Peter and his fellow school friends as they embark on a European school trip. He decides to leave his Spidey suit at home, but is quickly dragged into a new adventure. Nick Fury shows up to recruit Spidey to investigate the attacks by elemental creatures across the continent.
This leads to the confrontation with the villain Mysterio. Mysterio lures Nick Fury and Spidey using special effect illusions which make them question their own senses. Okay, so let's break this film down some more. Tom Holland returns as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Zendaya as MJ, Jacob Batalon as FOS,
Friend of Spider-Man.
Ned Leeds, Tony as Flash Thompson,
Peter's high school buddy who ironically loves Spider-Man.
Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
Now, during the blip, you know the one where Thanos snapped his fingers, wiped out half the universe, and the Avengers went back in time to defeat Thanos, reversed the blip, and we lost some heroes along the way? Well, everyone went missing, stayed the same age, whereas everyone that stayed aged 5 years. So Peter Parker and Ned were all lost in the blip, returning to their original age of 15 before they disappeared.
Still with us. Far From Home opening sequence doesn't start with the usual music we have come to love. It starts with the haunting sound of Whitney Houston soulfully singing I Will Always Love You, while pictures of the fallen heroes appear on the screen in an immemorial tribute. We then see Betty and Jason talking briefly about the blip while TV is playing footage of the moment high school kids were lost in the blip. It then cuts to a scene with Fury and Hill racing down to an unknown location where we first meet Mysterio. Mysterio is fighting an elemental and Fury and Hill realize they need his help. Peter has admitted his feelings for MJ to Ned and plans to buy her a Black Dahlia necklace and let her know how he feels about her while they are in Paris on the Eiffel Tower. But Ned wants a boys on tour trip.
While escaping from his classmates to buy MJ's necklace, there are ripples and waves in the water where Ned and Betty are on a gondola acting all loved up.
That happened quick.
We then see the elemental Hydra Man and Mysterio flies in from nowhere to fight him. Peter instinctively, or using his Peter tingle,
I know, right?
knows he must help, but not having his suit, he knows that his classmate will recognise him for sure. So he dons a carnival mask, puts on his web shooters, and helps Mysterio defeat Hydra Man. After this scene, on the way to their next city, which gets changed and upgraded by Fury to get a reluctant Peter to help fight the elementals, Peter is asked by Fury to work with Mysterio to defeat the two elementals. Mysterio has already defeated two. Peter says he wants to just enjoy his trip and asks if any of the other superheroes can help instead. Fury suspiciously agrees. Peter is given Tony Stark's glasses, which are called Edith, which is a pseudonym for Even Dead, I'm the Hero. Of course, coming from Stark, they aren't just your normal glasses. They're equipped with an AI system which causes quite a problem for Peter on the school bus. I actually love this scene. It's funny, well written and acted, and just think of all the possibilities a 15-year-old boy can have with these glasses. After defeating Hydro Man, Peter doesn't think he deserves the responsibility of the glasses and gives them to Mysterio to try on. As he puts them on for a brief moment, he looks just like Tony Stark, so Peter thinks he has done the right thing and given the high-tech Stark gadgetry to the right superhero. We soon learn Mysterio isn't all as he seems. The scene changes when Peter leaves the pub and it's a hologram. It turns out Mysterio, aka Quentin Beck, and other people working with him used to work for Stark, who was quite rude about their inventions, and are now creating holograms to attack Earth, so Mysterio has to save the day and gets his revenge. Now, I have to admit, I don't read comics.
What?
I know. So I had no idea who Mysterio was. I love Jake Gyllenhaal and was made up when I thought he was going to be a new Avenger. But alas, he's a bad guy.
Gutted.
Meanwhile, Peter takes MJ for a walk to tell her how he feels, and she says she knows. But what she knows is...
Peter is actually Spider-Man.
After a few more fight scenes where we meet Night Monkey, that's a whole other story, we see Spidey in his black stealth suit for the first time. FYI, I love this suit. We eventually end up in London, where the intense fight scene between Mysterio and Spidey continues. There are drones, holograms, attacks on the Tower of London. Happy, Ned, Flash and MJ are all held hostage in a safe in the Tower of London by a rogue drone shooting at them. Now, we have skipped quite a bit here, but seriously, we don't want to ruin everything for you. There is a scene I want to mention after. Peter realised he'd given the glasses to the wrong person and ended up in a Dutch prison. He is picked up by plane by Happy. Peter then has a very emotional scene where he addresses the death of Tony Stark and that he isn't worthy to be a superhero. This scene is just brilliant. Tom Holland's acting is genuinely moving, and I have to admit I shed a tear or two. The battle eventually ends when Spidey takes back control of the glasses and stops the drone attack on London. We pick it up when they land back in New York, and while walking hand in hand through the airport, forgot to mention that MJ and Peter admit their feelings for each other and share their first kiss.
Aww.
Happy and Aunt May are now dating, and Peter takes MJ on a web-slinging date across New York, which she hates and says she will never do again. Roll the end credits. And as we have come to expect, there is a post-credit scene where Spidey is sitting on a lamppost and a large screen TV is showing breaking news from the Daily Bugle, showing the return of J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. He has an edited version that Mysterio has changed the ending of the fight. He's changed the ending, showing Spider-Man saying, "Release the drones and attack Earth." Jameson then says that he knows the identity of Spider-Man, and a picture of Peter Parker and his name comes onto the screen. The camera pans back to the Spidey's face, who is saying,
"What?"
It's worth saying that there is another post-credit scene at the end which is unrelated to Spidey, so stick around to see that.
So, what's wrong with this film?
In our opinion, absolutely nothing. The writing, acting, costume and fight scenes are amazing. There is nothing wrong with this film, and with a running time of 2 hours and 9 minutes, it's a funny, thrilling, at times emotional ride, and we highly recommend you see this film. Standout performances: Jake Gyllenhaal, who we usually see in dark indie movies, takes his turn in the Marvel Universe, and fans love him, as do we. Tom Holland, as always, is genuine, funny and tortured all at the same time. Well done, Marvel. We give this film 5 out of 5.
Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, because that will massively support us. And also, leave in the comments below what is your opinion of Spider-Man Far From Home. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Comment below. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.